Here's a quick video on kind of a really straightforward, easier workflow that I'm going to demonstrate using Machine, Native Instruments Machine hardware and the software. Because my biggest issue has been the workflow when it comes to actually piecing together a song. I come from hardware background using the Alesis MMT8, which is like still the quickest way to put together complete songs and to sketch out song ideas. So you can basically go from sketch idea to finish like instantly with MMT8, and it's got a lot of features. Some of the extra features that are offered with the software DAWs and stuff really aren't features that I really care to utilize. But anyway, so basically we'll start off going to the browser or machine. I'm going to just put together something super duper simple for this demo. So I'm going to pick a kit, went to group in the browser, and then I'll go over to kits, and I'm just going to load anything pretty much for group A. Record and play. Now I'll go to group B. Back at the browser, I'm going to select another kit from a different group. And again, I'll just put something simple down. Okay, so I got those two tracks basically, laid down. I'm just going to do 3 just for simplicity's sake. We'll pick another kit to load. Find something to add in there. Okay, so we've just laid down patterns with group A, group B, and group C. When you look at the software, this is where it can sometimes get confusing. So anyway, we laid all those patterns down, and the software automatically deemed it as scene 1. Basically, you can call scene 1 part 1 of your song. So you can actually go into the software and rename these scenes. So I'm going to rename this to intro. Okay, so now under here you see the patterns that we just did. So this is group A, group B, and group C. When we did our first pattern, when we had the group A instrument pulled up, it automatically named it pattern 1. When we did that next track, it automatically named it pattern 2. When we did that last one with the little orchestra sound, it named it pattern 3. So now, let's say that was the intro of our song and we want to do like the verse of our song next. We can either on the software click this plus sign to create a new scene, or we can create a new scene on the hardware simply by clicking on the hardware button and then going to the pad 2, which lines up with the little pads with boxes in this situation here in the other screen. So I'm going to click on pad 2, and it created scene 2 automatically. Now if we hit play, restart, loop, we have nothing in scene 2 because we haven't started recording anything. So now if scene 2, we wanted to play the previously recorded patterns from scene 1 or part 1 of our song, or just parts of them, while we're on scene 2, we just go in and click on which patterns we want playing. So for scene 2, I'm going to have the little orchestra thing playing and the little tambourine sound. So that's going to be my scene 2, which I can rename verse if I want to or whatever. So I got my intro and my verse. So then I can go and create a scene 3 simply by, since I'm in scene mode, I can click on pad 3, which lines up with that. Or you can click create and it'll create scene 3. There's different ways you can add the other scene, or I could just click the plus sign on the software. So now I got a third scene. And again, no patterns highlighted or lit up, so nothing's playing. So let's say for scene 3, I want to create my bridge or whatever. And I'm just using, drums right now just to make it quick and simple. So scene 3, we want to create our bridge. So now I'll go out of scene mode and I'll go back to group A and hit record, and shift and record. And I'm still in scene 2. I'm still in scene 3, that one that was empty. And let's say that's the bridge. So now you see on the computer what's lit up since I did that beat out of group 1. Group 1 now has a second pattern that exists, which is that little whack pattern I just did there. So then if I want to add some more stuff, I go to group B, and it's still in scene 3. And I'll just do some random weird stuff. And now you'll see group 2 now has a pattern, 2 under it, which is that little whack pattern. So let's say those are all the parts of my song. Now I'm ready to create, put these different sections into a song. So scene 3, I need to change the name of that to bridge. Boom. So now I'm ready to piece these together as my song. Let's see here. Okay. So you can rearrange these in whatever order you want them in, to just by dragging and dropping. So basically, I could have my intro here, my verse here, chorus, whatever, bridge here, and then let's say I want another verse here or something. I can simply create scene 4 and then pick what patterns out of group A and out of group B and out of group C I want as scene 4, and vice versa. And you can just build your song pieces all the way out that way. And then also going to the timeline setup here, you can actually bring the scenes in and drop them onto the timeline in the order that you want them in, and it'll play those parts as well. So that's my quick tutorial. Again, it's not the most intuitive because it gets confusing with simply how they have this set up. Another way that they could have set this up that would have made it easier would have been to not even have the scene sections and the pattern sections split, and then have a template maybe where you could just open up a generic template for a song it just says intro, verse, vamp, bridge, chorus, hook, whatever, and then let you grab your created patterns and drop them over. Again, the Elisa's MMT sequencer did a lot of stuff way more simple, because what this is doing, what Machine is doing, and I think part of the reason there's some confusion with it is because you have a German group that have done things a certain way coming into the American market, and so now they're slowly trying to bridge how they used to do things and the market that they tend to sell most to, which is like dance music, and a lot of the generation that's been into software and the generation that's been into hardware, trying to bridge those two worlds, and the workflow suffered. But now they're starting to make some alterations to make the workflow a little bit better, and more of a merger between two worlds. And it's been a long time coming, but there's been some progress made on it, and so eventually I think it'll become even better and pretty doggone incredible, because at the same time too, they're bringing in so many extra features, trying to really be the jack of all trades to all markets, which always isn't a good idea, but they're actually starting to make progress, so they look like they will actually eventually pull it off. What made the NMT8 so great is because a lot of these things that are, you see here in the open, the NMT8 sequencer, old school hardware sequencer, did a lot of those things in the background. And then when there's specific things you wanted to do, you could go in depth into the NMT8 and pull out certain features that you wanted to do. And all of it wasn't as easy to do in software as it is, wasn't as easy to do on the hardware as it is, in today's software world. But still, it was a whole lot easier and pretty fast to learn. You could learn it, how to utilize that machine in a matter of, 30 minutes and be, cranking out full blown songs, multiple songs, just it was fueled by your ideas. And so, but I think Native Instruments is on the right path. I will say that I have toyed around with the Kai software, as an owner of the MPC Live and MPC X, and one of the cool things I noticed with the Kai is that they got that workflow piece when it comes to building your song. They got that together really good. They did a good job with their software on making it easy to go from, creating your pieces to your song to, then stitching the pieces together into a full composition. I mean, they really got that together. And then it mirrors, the same on the hardware. So you can jump between the two without any relearning or anything like that. So that's, real cool. The Akai. The only problem though with the Akai hardware, the standalone hardware, the MPC Live and MPCX, there's some deceptive marketing that took place, and some deceptive advertising that took place with the actual standalone units that really make them subpar, like very subpar. Good features, but then some of the things that they said it would have in it and should be able to do, and some of its build and stuff were actually just deliberately outright lies. And so, but their software, even though it's buggy, it's definitely ahead of Native Instruments, and on the right track. Once they get the bugs worked out, it's going to be the software to utilize. But Native Instruments is slowly catching up to it. There's a different, workflow kind of. They're kind of going into that Ableton Live type of setup. But Akai just figured it out. They basically just made the software and said, hey, let's make it, put songs together the same way as the old school hardware that they had been doing. And they just kept with that, and that makes it super, fast and instantaneous to be able to go from being a hardware person straight into the world of, the hybrid units and the standalone units that are hybrid as well. Anyway, that's my short tutorial. Hope it helps you gentlemen out. Alrighty, peace.